And that was a weird experience.
Yeah.
So I joined the local pub chess team. And I remember, bear in mind, they were all like 80 to 40-year-old men.
Yeah,
always. And I remember one time I was playing against a guy who looked like Ross Kemp, like the biggest, like a skinhead, terrifying dude. Like he's like this over the top,
like a brick shithouse.
Yeah,
like every bouncer you see at a nightclub.
And I'm like,
that.
I'm like 15, 16, like this with my Coke, and he had like a pint and like was smoking, and I'm there with my Coke, like occasionally checking my phone. I don't know if that pissed him off, but in between moves, I wouldn't look at what he was doing. I would just check my phone, and I would like, because I'm normally thinking in my moves, so I don't really pay much attention when I'm doing it. And I remember when I beat him, and he looked really fucking angry, and I was so scared. Like, I was like, is he gonna hit me? Because he was like this on the table, like this. He was like, I can't believe you won.
I can't believe you've done this, man.
I can't believe you've done this.
People didn't like losing to a 15-year-old. That happened a lot.
I mean, I can understand.
I get it. I get it.
Because I remember this. You know, I never got praised for winning games. They would always be like, good job. You know when they would praise me? When I made it fucking hell for the other person. Like, I remember when this poor girl, I dragged it out and she made a mistake to a stalemate. Barrett, this game went on for like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something ridiculous. It was something fucking long. And I remember I'd lost like an hour in, 100%.
Yeah.
And I just made it awkward. I wasn't playing to win anymore. I was playing to make it awkward for her.
Yeah.
And so I did things that you wouldn't normally do to try and win. You would just do it to cock block everything that she did.
Just to annoy them, right?
Yeah.
And I remember she was getting so stressed. And I remember being like, this is kind of fun, but also like, I hate this so much. And then
torture, isn't
when
it?
I got back, it was like coming back into the football locker room. They were like, nice one, let's hit the shower, son. You really made it hell for that 13-year-old girl. Congratulations, Connor. Like, I was just like, man, that didn't feel good. Like, I just lost. I got a stalemate. Like, I worked 3 hours for a stalemate. Like, are you kidding me?
Absolute cock tease.
Yeah, dude. There's other worse ones though, where like I remember there's people who would constantly like, because you can ask for a draw. You'd be like, do you want a draw? And it would fuck my psychology up because I was like, does this mean I'm winning? Like, does he think he's losing? And one time I remember I regret it to this day. I should have took the draw and I lost. And fuck, he gave me an out.
That's the learning experience, man. That's the character development we need.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because I remember they tried to teach us. They were like, why don't we use the Indian Prince opening of 1970? And I was like, I don't. What the fuck is that? I just like how the bishop goes whoop. You know,
Bishop goes.
It just feels nice, you know.
But I started winning, and then I got contact, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to play for your country?" And I was like, "Sure, I guess I'll play for my country. Like, why not? Yeah, I'm doing good enough." So I turn up, I go to the first tournament. You won't believe, because I was number 10. So there's 10 seats, right?
Yeah.
One is the best, 10's the worst. So I was the worst on the country.
Yeah.
Worst of the country for the team, right?
Yeah.
Guess who was number 1? I think I've told you guys this story.
Yeah.
It was like the main bully at my school. I shit you not.
You can't make this shit up, man.
Right?
You can't make this shit up.
I shit you not. It was like the main bully at my school who, like, no one knew he did this.
This is the point in the manga where, like, the flashback begins.
Yeah.
It's like, he used to bully me.
he was the main rival all along, right?
He literally was the kid that everyone was scared of. And I remember thinking, like, man, he was really good at Halo Wars too. That was weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then suddenly, like, he's really fucking good at chess. Like, he was amazing. And he was winning a lot against, like really good players. Bear in mind, when it got to this point, it was pretty much me, him, and 8 kids who are going to go to Cambridge.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
environment was really weird as well. And I remember that was when I really started to not enjoy chess anymore. Is that when I remember when I lost a game, I got fucking bollocked by the coaches. They were furious at me because they would take your sheet, right? Because this is when you had to start writing it down.
Yeah.
They would take your sheet and they would rinse you for your moves in front of you. And then they would watch you the whole game. So there's like always an area above where they can watch you.
Yeah.
Oh
like in fucking anime. Right? And I remember if you made a move that was under 5 minutes, that was a mistake, you got fucking rinsed for it. Because they were like, you didn't think long enough.
Wow.
You've got to go through the options. Because it gets to the point where you're like, you know that they're thinking just as many moves ahead as you are.
Yeah.
And it's starting to get really difficult. Because you're like, fuck, like I haven't studied enough at this point. Because I never studied chess.
Yeah.
But this is where I was getting to the point where I was against people who were naturally pretty good, but also were studying all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just a really bad environment. I really didn't like it. It was just like whereas I would finish my games and I'd play Pokemon, they would want to talk about, so why did you move Rook to, F2? Why did you do that? It was really impressive when he moved his, and I was like, I don't We are playing chess for 8 hours today. I do not want to talk about chess in between my games, right? And it was just like a really it was a really weird environment. And I think if I came into chess later in my life, I would have had a more healthy enjoyment of chess. I still like to play it occasionally. I don't know why my parents were so invested in it. I think that it was a mixture of proud and also they love bragging about it. Why wouldn't you, dude? That's so fun.
of course.
Your series got cancelled from poor sales.